On the first day of his court battle with a British tabloid publisher, Prince Harry did not appear. London. The much-anticipated court battle between Prince Harry and the Daily Mirror's publisher began without the royal in attendance on Monday, and the judge was not happy. Following the opening statements, Harry's attorney stated that the Duke of Sussex would not be able to testify since he had left Los Angeles after his daughter Lilibet II's birthday on Sunday. Justice Timothy Fancourt stated, "I'm a little surprised," adding that he had instructed Harry to be in court on the first day of his hearing. One of 3 lawsuits the prince filed against tabloid publishers alleging they illegally spied on him in their fierce competition for scoops on the royal family is the case against Mirror Group, which is the first of the prince's several cases against the media to go to trial. David Sherborne, Harry's attorney, said that given the widespread use of illegal information gathering methods, including phone hacking, it was improbable that the publisher's newspapers had employed a private investigator just once to acquire information about the prince, as they had admitted. For the defendant, the ends justify the means, Sherborne added. Newspapers sold a lot of stories about Harry, and Sherborne estimated that 2,500 of those stories covered every aspect of his life, from school sicknesses to ups and downs with girlfriends. He was never safe from these activities at any point in his life, according to Sherborne. Nothing was sacred or off-limits. According to Mirror Group, it used records, announcements, and sources to fairly report on the prince. But Sherborne said was not difficult to guess that Mirror writers had used the same methods, listening in on voicemails and engaging private investigators to snoop on Harry as they had on other people. Harry was supposed to testify on Tuesday, but his attorney was informed last week that he should show up to Monday's hearings in London's High Court in case the opening arguments were finished before the end of the day. Harry, 38, will testify in court as the 38th member of the British royal family to do so in more than a century. He is anticipated to discuss how being pursued by the media throughout his life has affected others around him, as well as his agony and rage about it. He has claimed that photographers were responsible for the vehicle accident that killed his mother, Princess Diana, and he and his wife, Meghan, fled to the United States in 2020 to escape harassment and intrusion by the UK press, which included reportedly racist headlines. The stories at issue in the trial go all the way back to 1996, when Harry was 12 years old, and the Mirror stated that he was feeling badly about his mother and father's divorce from then King Charles III. In court records, Harry claimed that persistent tabloid reports made him unsure of whom he might trust because he was concerned that friends and acquaintances may betray him by leaking material to the media. He lost a lot of friends and experienced huge bouts of depression and paranoia. The ladies in his life, and even their relatives, fell out of relationships as they were dragged into the chaos. He claims that he eventually learned that the source wasn't unfaithful pals but rather assertive journalists and the private investigators they employed to listen in on voicemails and track him to far-flung destinations like Argentina and an island off the coast of Mozambique. Mirror Group newspapers asserted that its articles were based on proper journalistic methods and that it did not hack Harry's phone. The 2004 story with the headline "Sex on the Beach with Harry" is not one of the 33 in dispute at trial, despite the publisher's admission and apology for using a private investigator to get information about one of Harry's nights out at a bar. At British newspapers in the early years of this century, phone hacking, which entailed speculating on or obtaining security codes to listen in on celebrities' cell phone voice messages, was common. After it was discovered in 2011 that the News of the World had hacked the phone of a murdered 13-year-old girl, the business experienced an existential crisis. Rupert Murdoch, the newspaper's owner, shut it down, and some of his officials were charged with crimes. In 2015, Mirror Group published an apology to phone hacking victims and paid more than £100 million to resolve hundreds of accusations of illegal information collecting. However, it disputes that executives, including Piers Morgan, who served as editor of the Daily Mirror from 1995 to 2004, were aware of hacking. Harry's rage at the British press, as well as occasionally at his own royal relatives for what he perceives as their cooperation with the media, permeates his memoir, Spare, as well as conversations with Oprah Winfrey and other people. When he is cross-examined by Mirror Group's attorney in court, his assertions will have a rough time being believed. The second round of the trial, in which Harry and 3 other defendants have accused the Mirror of phone hacking and illegal information collecting, began with the opening statements.